Hey guys, sorry this is so late. I've had a crazy couple days with the kids. This is my presentation on hub dates, and I'm going to try to introduce it briefly. We'll be talking about them a lot over the next few months, but I'm going to try to introduce what they are, why they work, why it's important. I want to let you know like what the plan is up front. So hopefully you realize how important these are. So we'll start. What are they? Eventually, by May 7th, you will have memorized 20 dates. That's it, 20. 20 dates, 1450, 1492, 1517, 15, whatever, we'll get there. You eventually are going to memorize 20 dates, and you are going to memorize 18 specific events that happened around each date. So that's going to be a lot, but you're going to be breaking up in smaller parts so it's easier to recall the information. You're going to need to have 3 specific events or developments. It could be a book, trend, event, war, battle, treaty, whatever. You're going to need to have 3 for each theme of Persia: political, economic, religious, social, intellectual, and artistic. So the 3 that you're going to have for each of those 6, that's where the 18 comes from. You can work on compiling the evidence in a Google Doc, but eventually you're going to need to be able to pull them off the top of your head as quickly as you can. And I know we're doing virtual learning, so there's going to be a temptation, or I don't know if temptation is the right word, but you're going to say, some of you are going to be like, why do I need to memorize this? I can just Google it. Like if I get, and virtual learning, I understand the temptation, but if you look up something you don't know what it is, and you see it, and then you try to write on something you don't know, you're going to have to read about it in order to figure out what you're writing about. And it's a time test. It's much better if you already know the information and you can recall it quickly. It's going to be a lot easier. So that's that. You're going to be working on compiling the evidence in a Google Doc. I already said that. Eventually, you should be able to handwrite it. Like if I give you a date, like if I say 1688 economic, you should be able to rattle off 1688, 3 things that have to do with economics in 1688. It's going to be impressive when you get it. You will figure it out. But yeah, the one thing before I move on and explain how it works, the one thing is you only want to write things in your hub date chart that you could write on. So if you're one of those people that's, hey, hey Timmy, can you give me your hub dates? I'm just going to look at them. If you don't know stuff that's on Timmy's, it's worthless to you. You are better off having 3 things that you can write on and you know what they are than what someone else does, because that doesn't help you at all. Okay, so why are they going to work? How do they work? You've already learned so much already. It's Thanksgiving. Okay, so you've already learned a lot. Now the trick is to recall that information in May, the stuff that we learned in August, September, October, whatever. The prompts can be tricky, so you're going to have to be smarter than the prompt and play the game. And I'm going to be talking a lot about playing the game in the next few months. And when you doubt yourself, your training will kick in, and you'll just go to the hub dates, and then you'll be blown away at how much you remember. So first step is read the prompt, identify the time period being addressed, whatever it is, list, and eventually you'll be able to do this mentally. Just, okay, got it. All the hub dates that exist within the addressed time period. So if it says 16th century political, you would say 1517, 1555, 1588 are 3 hub dates. Then you look at the political, you now have 9 specific events that you can pull from to answer that prompt. List the main ideas that I've memorized, whatever. And then if it's a DBQ, think about the main events and then read it. It's usually will be tied to a major event that you know from the hub dates. So here's an example of one, 1517. If you look at this sample SAQ, it says 1515. So you're like, okay, that's after 1492, before 1517. So it's somewhere in there. And then it's asking about Martin Luther. So what you would do is you'd say, okay, what is the hub date closest? 1517. It's definitely religious because it's Tetzel. And it could be political, economic, or social, depending on what you remember from the hub dates and what you know that answers this particular prompt. It's asking causation. So you take a second to outline quickly. So here, Henry VIII reigned in England around this time, 1517. The Schmalkaldic League, you have a bunch of information there. So yeah, anyway, so you use the hub dates as a way to compile the evidence. Now I gave you, I posted something a while ago. that you can use. And then I have something new that should help you. So I posted this. This is in Google Classroom. I'll post the other thing in Google Classroom in a little bit. These are all of the hub dates, the corresponding chapters in Spielvogel. So when you go to compile the evidence in the corresponding units, if you want to use a reading guide, you can use the text boxes in the reading guides. That would be a really good place to pull specific evidence to use in your hub dates. So these are all the main events. And then because I told you I was going to put this video up in a couple days, and I didn't, I'm going to give you a gift. So my gift is I did the first one for you. This is 1450. Again, only keep these, and I'm going to post this. Only keep these if you can write on them and how it plays a part in history. Just knowing it, knowing the name is not enough. You need to be able to explain it. So this is one way to do it. The other one was on the video earlier on the PowerPoint. So on that note, I hope this helps. There's nothing due yet. You eventually will be turning in the hub dates that go up to, I think it's 18 or 17. No, I can't remember what year. 1870, I think, for first semester final. So we have a ways to go, but this is just the start. So if you have any questions, email me, and I hope that helps. Happy Thanksgiving.